President Donald Trump speaks at a Make America Great Again rally at the Civic Center in Charleston, West Virginia, August 21, 2018. American businesses are pleading with the Trump administration to create an escape hatch from the latest round of tariffs on Chinese goods. But this time, the U.S. Trade Representative's office is not allowing any exceptions. The tariffs cover $200 billion of imports and hit a broad list of consumer goods, from clothing to electronics to holiday decorations. Previous rounds of tariffs included a formal process for companies to request specific products be removed from the list. Businesses say they are baffled by the decision, and fear it's another sign that trade tensions with China will not subside anytime soon. The U.S. government is very much sensing a disconnection between the U.S. and the Chinese economies, said Eric Miller, president of consulting firm Rideau Potomac Strategy Group. If they start handing out large numbers of exemptions, that, in effect, defeats the purpose because it takes the pressure off China. For many companies, the clock is ticking. The tariffs will jump from 10% to 25% in January if the two countries cannot reach a resolution. Already, companies are feeling the higher costs seep into supply chains and chip away at margins. In a letter sent to the White House on Wednesday and obtained by CNBC, an influential retail lobbying group protested the broad application of tariffs on thousands of common consumer products. Razor-thin margins give retailers very little room to absorb the tariffs without passing some cost on to consumers, the letter from the Retail Industry Leaders Association stated. Tariffs must not be an end in and of themselves. The U.S. Trade Representative's office did not respond to a request for comment. Capitol Hill is joining corporate America in criticizing the agency's stance. Democratic Rep. Pascal of New Jersey is preparing a letter to U.S. Trade Rep. Robert Lighthizer highlighting significant concerns from the business community, and pressing the administration on whether more tariffs are coming down the pike. To ensure that we do not learn about significant U.S.-China trade actions solely through tweets, we also ask that USTR provide clarification on what we should expect in the next tranche of potential tariffs, stated the letter, which was shared with CNBC and signed by 27 other House Democrats. The push comes after Virginia Senator Tim Kaine and nearly a dozen Senate Democrats made a similar request last week. Reps. Jackie Walorski, R.I.N.D., and Ron Kind, DWISC, got 169 lawmakers from both parties to sign a letter calling the lack of an exclusion process a glaring omission. "We just want to make sure American companies are treated fairly," Walorski told CNBC in an interview. "We just wanted some parameters, some guardrails that help protect these manufacturers and level the playing field without having them having any kind of losses." In each round of tariffs, the administration published a proposed list of affected goods, and businesses were able to make their case for dropping certain products. USTR removed thousands of items from the proposed tariff lists following pushback from individual companies and trade groups. Apple Watches, flat-screen TVs and high chairs all got dropped. But previous rounds also came with a way for companies to seek relief on specific products after the tariffs were already in place. USTR stopped accepting requests on the first round on $34 billion in Chinese goods about 2 weeks ago. Nearly 7,000 petitions have been submitted, according to a search of a government database. So far, it has denied about 670 requests. The first round of tariffs largely covered intermediate goods, or parts used to make other products. Many of the requests came from niche suppliers and manufacturers that argued the goods were difficult to find, or simply not available, outside of China. Some big-name companies seeking waivers include Kimberly-Clark, which sought relief for stainless steel paper towel holders. Mitsubishi Caterpillar, which makes forklifts, asked for counterweight castings to be removed. RILA, the retail trade group, requested exclusions for 4 items on behalf of its members, which include some of the biggest retailers in the country: water coolers, pool pumps, mini fridges and ice makers. Companies have until December 18 to request an exemption from the second round of tariffs on $16 billion in Chinese imports. Your objective is to cause as much pain to your adversary as possible and as little to your own economy as possible, said Matt Gold, a professor at Fordham University Law School and former top trade official under President Obama. You need to hear from your own industries and your own consumers. However, one watchdog group criticized the exemptions, saying the process allows the government to pick winners and losers in the private sector. We do have an interest in the cronyism aspect of trade, said John Vecchione, president of Cause for Action. They're protecting a domestic industry against the consumer. A similar program for companies to seek waivers from new tariffs on steel and aluminum came under heavy fire for mismanagement. That process was handled by the Commerce Department, which was overwhelmed by the number of applications. The agency received more than 47,000 requests, according to a spokesman. It has issued decisions in roughly 16,500 cases. In addition to its own staff, Commerce hired 70 contractors to process all the paperwork as working to streamline the process, he said. For now, businesses say their best hope is that Trump's trade war is short-lived. Tariffs are not the answer in addressing China's intellectual property practices, said Hunt Quach, RILA vice president for international trade. These tariffs are only going to cause prices to increase on everyday consumer items. Things that we would like to avoid getting caught in the crosshairs of the tariff war.